the people watching your content are gay people. So we could say that you've made a lot of money from gay people.
Yeah.
They have given you the lifestyle that you live
Absolutely,
today.
yeah.
So you owe a lot to gay men.
I do. Am I as straight as I was when I was 21 when I started porn? Maybe not. I never knew I was a little bit different. I never knew I had a big than the other lads. You know, and then when I was about 15, we was in a field one day and we was just joking around and I just whipped it out. And they're like...
What was doing really well for you?
The builder stuff, like real life stuff. They wanted to see more lads from the streets.
Right.
Bring more of my real friends in, not...
Okay.
They wanted a lot more of that. So I would go to the gym and I would just go up to each lad in the gym, like, lad, do you want to make some money? The audience, the fans who's watching me saved my life. And that's true, they actually saved my life.
Wow.
Gay people saved my life.
There could be some backlash around a straight guy and loads of other straight guys basically mimicking gay love.
This is a way of me telling the world who I am. Yeah, me coming out. Yeah, this is about me ripping the band-aid off. So... Getting a bit all there. Bit stiff.
Yeah. How old are you?
36.
36?
Yeah, you're way younger than me. You're about...
No, I'm 34.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were about 28.
Well, how old did you think I was?
About 28.
28?
Yeah, you look really young.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going grey really quickly.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. I'm getting it myself. Even my chest hairs are grey.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, so Andy Lee.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
You're the first straight man to grace my green sofa. But the reason that I've brought you here is because the idea for gay men that we are sexually attracted to straight men is quite a prevalent one. So not only do I want to hear your story because it's you're so in the gay for pay world,
Yeah.
and your experience as a straight man in that world, but I also, at the end of this interview, want to talk about the psychology behind why is it that gay men find ladness so hot, and I would love your opinion on that.
Definitely, absolutely.
So we're going to go into that a bit later on. I want to go first into your own sexuality.
Yeah.
So how would you define your sexuality?
I would say I'm straight.
How would you have defined your sexuality when you were still figuring it out, or was it always I'm straight? Was there any curiosity there when you were, say, 14, 13?
No, there was never curiosity. I've never been physically attracted to men. But I'm a lad's lad, you know. I don't mind, like, I love having a lad get with the lads and all that type of stuff. Am I as straight as I was when I was 21 when I started? Maybe not. I'm a lot more comfortable with my sexuality now than I was then.
Yeah.
Like then I was like when they say straight as an arrow, I was straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
Now I'm more relaxed. You know, like I can do stuff with guys and not look into it too much.
Yeah. Well, I've got a lot of questions about that actually. I just need to reverse because I think I'm going to come up with stuff as you're talking to me here.
Good.
You just said. Did you just say I got my out with the lads?
Yeah.
As in when you were younger?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that was like a rite of passage
Yeah.
in Dublin. Straight lads.
Yeah, that was normal. For me and my mates, we would just do lad stuff, you know? Like, I was a very late bloomer with sexuality. I wasn't a very sexual teenager. It wasn't like that for me. My first ever experience was like, I was about 13, I kissed a girl. And even that, I was extremely nervous, you know? My friends were laughing at me. I didn't know what to do. You know, I was more just hanging around with my friends growing up, causing trouble, being a rascal. Lost my virginity when I was about 17 to one of my friends, girl. All new, everything was new. But growing up with the lads, like we would like, I never knew I was a little bit different. I never knew I had a bigger than the other lads. You know, and then when I was about 15, we was in a field one day and we were just joking around and I just whipped it out, and they're like. And I was a skinny little boy then, you imagine. And then I saw my mates, because I have 4 brothers, and they're all pretty decent size. So I never seen.
You mean in height?
Lads. No, as in.
Okay, so you've seen your brothers.
Yeah, I've seen my brothers. Filmed them for my brothers, you know.
Hold on. Okay. You off with your brothers, all of them.
All of them
In one room.
No. Three of them in a room, and like 4 brothers, so three and me. So my youngest brother didn't at the time, but now he's in the porn industry.
Well, when you said off with them, you mean that you weren't touching each other?
No, we weren't touching each other.
You were just off around each other?
Beside each other, yeah.
And that for you is not sexual at all?
No.
There's no like...
No, that was in the adult industry. It wasn't personal life.
Okay.
Like with my friends, we like beside each other as a teenager, and that was more of a lads, you just want to have a race to see who first.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's weird or not, but like,
but you're saying that you had this weapon versus everybody else.
Yeah, and like I didn't know at the time. I was just a young lad, and the other lad showed me theirs, and I was like, "Wow,
sucks to be you."
Yeah, so no, it wasn't like that. It was just like it wasn't looked into very sexual. It wasn't like we were just lads being lads back then.
Yeah, I wonder if just because obviously I was in the closet for my teenage years. And I don't know if I did anything like that. I don't know. Was it about your particular friendship group, or was this common? I
think it's common. Yeah, I speak to lots of lads, and we all have the same sort of experiences.
Yeah.
I think showing each other, like experimenting and all that. I never had a sexual experience with any of my friends when I was young, like lads or anything like that.
So you didn't touch anyone's penis?
No, never. No, not when I was
young. Right. Okay. I have more questions. Sorry, my brain needs to just think. What am I going to ask you? Okay, so you were growing up in Ireland with the lads, and that was kind of a rite of passage. The brother thing, I just want to go back to. So, do they work in, or was that just a one-off special for your audience?
No. So yeah, that was just a couple of videos when I started off. When people found out about it back home in Ireland, they got a lot of hate because they still lived in Ireland. I didn't, and they got a lot of hate. The sad truth of it is one of my brothers was suicidal over it.
My God. Because
people back there didn't they didn't understand like that. It was just like we didn't look at it sexual. You know what I mean? I was the gay side of things rather than the brother side of things.
What was the incentive for you and your brothers to do that?
Money.
So who was the commissioner of that?
So movement? I done some for English lads. That was with my brother Patrick for English lads. We just off beside each other. And then my OnlyFans. Then when I first started off, I done some videos where me and my brothers are just off beside each other doing like stupid games where we can kick the football at each other.
Okay.
Just some banter stuff like that. But it was feeding off to an audience that loved it. So it was really good for me at the time. But the repercussions of it back home in Ireland wasn't very good. So
do they still work in adult films?
No, they don't even speak to me anymore.
That your brothers don't speak to you?
No.
Why don't they speak to you?
Because of all the hate they got. They got a lot of hate and they had to deal with it. And I was so just ignore them. Don't take it on the chin. Today's news will be tomorrow's history. But they couldn't understand it. And they took it really, really hard. They were saying they were walking on the road and there was people pointing at them and stuff. And there was WhatsApp groups going around. And it was me then when I started doing more stuff with guys. At that time I just jerked off. And then when I started doing more stuff with guys, that's when a lot of hate came. There was videos of me going around WhatsApp groups. People were making fun of me and stuff like that. To be honest, at the time, it didn't really bother me because I was trying to shut it out. I was just trying to make my life better. But it really affected them. And they just couldn't deal with it.
Wow, okay. So they didn't continue on with anything?
No, they were only in a couple of videos. It was only 1 or 2 days filming. But they were in a couple of videos. And at the time, they used to film their own videos and send them to me. And then I would sell them on the internet and then I would give them the money. If they needed money, they would contact me and say, look, Andy, I want to earn some money. And I'm like, well, you can film if you want. And they were like, right, cool. Now, that was 3 of my brothers. And then I have a youngest brother, Ryan. I went over to Ireland 2 years ago. I went over to do a radio interview and I met up with my brother. He was going through a tough time. He was working as an apprentice, like a first year apprentice as a mechanic Yeah, and he was on like pennies, like nothing. And he was working in the rain and he was having a horrible time. He could see how well I was doing, and he told me that he wanted to do OnlyFans. And I said, no. I said, you won't be able to deal with the backlash from people. I said, not just the public, I mean everyone, the family, the whole lot, everyone, like, it's hard going. But he was adamant. He said, look, I'm going to set it up myself. I said, don't delete it. And then I spoke to my aunties, and I just said, look, this is what Ryan wants to do. And my auntie said, look, if he's going to do it, you help him with it. Make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
At that time, in Dublin, I saw a girl I used to go out with when I was younger, and she was now a junkie. And it was hard to see. And I just could see him going down a bad path, getting a girl pregnant, getting stuck in Ireland or something like that. And I decided to help him. So I said, look, if you're gonna do this, you move over with me, come live with me, and we'll start building this together.
Right.
And now he's really successful.
And he lives with you?
Not now. He has his own apartment and stuff now.
Okay. And do you do collaborations together?
Sometimes, yeah.
But not touching each other?
Never.
Okay.
So we'll make sure we're far apart on the camera, and stuff like that. You know, there's always restrictions in it.
And I imagine you're both primarily appealing to gay audiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no. Well, I mean, we're going to go into your audience later on. But anyway, we've jumped into something completely different.
Yeah.
So we'll stop talking about brothers now. I want to go back more to your sexuality.
My sexuality.
So you're a straight man.
Straight man.
100% straight man?
Well, yeah, like
in terms of your attraction. I don't mean in terms of your
Don't
actions.
get me wrong. Like I look at, like, you're a good looking guy. I look at you and I'm like, you're a really good looking guy. You know, there's no doubt about that. I'm not. I don't deny that. You know, but I am not.
You just don't want to shag me.
Yeah, I'm just not like. Yeah, I'm not sexually aroused by men. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I love when I'm filming and stuff like this. I love the naughty side of it, but I'm not sexually attracted to men, and I know that. And I don't try and deny it. I don't try and lie to myself. You know, I'm just, if I watch porn, I don't watch men.
Okay, so if we were to say, what are you attracted to? What do you find very sexually attractive?
Like women, I suppose. But yeah, what type of women?
I suppose if you were to define what you find very sexy in a human being, what would that be?
I find real people sexy. Like your everyday person. I find that very attractive. Confidence. Like I'm not really physically attracted to like the big Playboy bunny style.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more like.
So what sort of women are you attracted to?
Like Stacy down the road.
Okay.
You know, like maybe the mum down the road, the single mum, that style. You know, like just a real person, I suppose. Growing up from where I grew up, the people around me was all that type of person. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not shy to a curvy girl. You know, I'm attracted to big legs and a big ass. You know.
Well, I could dress up as Stacey for them.
Yeah, dude.
Me with pigtails. Okay, so I want to talk about you. We're going to get onto your personal life a little bit later. I just want to start with porn and your sexuality, and then we're going to move into how that all happened. Totally. So, you getting into porn, you're self-described Ireland's most famous porn star. Yeah. Have you given yourself that title, or have you been given that title?
I don't know. It was just written in the newspapers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ireland's most famous porn star.
I don't think there is anyone else from Ireland. So yeah, I'll take it.
Have you not met another Irish porn star?
No, not openly out there. Like, yeah, there is loads, yeah, but not as popular as me.
Really?
Yeah.
And I guess the Irish accent does you quite well, does it?
It does. The cheeky humour.
They want you to talk,
yeah.
I'm guessing, when you actually do things, because normally porn people don't care about the sound, whereas for you, maybe.
Yeah, I do my thing. Like, I do what I'm comfortable with, and I make my sort of videos, and people love them. You know, everything I do is real. I try to make real life stuff because that's what I like.
Yeah. So you were a plumber by trade.
I was a plumber, yeah, gas engineer.
A gas engineer. So talk me through the timeline. What age did you start plumbing, and then what age did you stop plumbing? Okay.
So I'll just backtrack a little bit. I left Ireland.
Yeah.
I moved to Australia.
At what age?
I left Ireland at 18.
Okay.
Around about 20. Around that age.
Yeah.
Moved to Australia. Was in Australia for 2.5 years. My visa ran out. I had to leave Australia. I decided to come to the UK instead of Ireland because I just didn't want to go back to my past. Came to the UK to join the British Army. I met some soldiers in Australia, and they told me all about the army life. I loved it. Came to the UK to join the British Army. Went into Leicester Square. Went into an interview in the army office, and the guy was just horrible. And at that time, I was just too fragile, mentally fragile to deal with bullying and stuff. So I decided not to pursue a career in the army. Then I was staying in a backpackers in Bayswater, Queensway in London.
Yeah.
And I met a friend from the Philippines. His name was Sydney. Still friends with him today. We were traveling. He was a photographer, and we were just hanging out, really going around London. He was taking photos and stuff. And I decided to join a gym. I didn't know where I was. I was a bit down at the time. My girlfriend broke up with me from Australia. Didn't really have a job. Didn't know where I was going in life.
You're not as hench as you are today.
No, I was a skinny little boy.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I was a skinny little boy. So I decided to join a gym. And in the gym, I see this guy. Really beautiful man. Like really, really beautiful. Big guy, blonde, spiky hair. Everything I wanted to be in life. You know, he walked down the gym. Everybody looked at him. How he was with women. Like it was just, I was in awe. He was South African. His name was Bailey. And we hit it off. We became friends. And one day, me and Sydney was out. We were out at a pub. We were sitting down having lunch at a pub. Bailey was with us, and Sydney kept saying to me, "I recognise him from somewhere." And I went to the toilet, and I came back, and they went quiet. And Sydney said to Bailey, like, "Should I tell him?" And I was like, "Just tell me what he's on about." And he was like, "I know him from a gay porn website." I was like, "What?" Like, Bailey's not gay. I was like, "You gay?" He's like, "No, I'm not gay." And he's really defensive. He's a big South African guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, "It's okay to be gay." And he's like, "I'm not gay. I'm not gay." And I was like, so why are you on a gay porn website? So him and Bailey were having a conversation about Bailey telling me that he done porn. He jerked off on a gay website, and he made £600. Now at that time, I was on £5 an hour doing demolition in London.
£5 an hour.
£5 an hour.
Fuck.
It was a long time ago. And things was tough. So Bailey said, "Mate, I've seen your dick. You could make loads of money doing it." He said, "You should do it." And I was like, £600, I'll do it. And so he sent my photos off to English Lads, Nick at English Lads, and they said, "Yeah, come in." The next day I went in and I done my first ever porn shoot.
With a...
No, it was just solo. It was
solo thing.
At that time I was so vanilla to everything.
Right.
Going into this big house in Angel in London, cameras, photo studio and stuff. I wasn't sure about everything, and I had to physically jerk off in front of these guys with cameras and all that. And to be honest, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being wanted and liked. You know, I think that was a big part of it, because all my life I'd never been wanted or liked. So I think it was nice being wanted. And these guys couldn't get enough. I jerked off.
Was the crew gay?
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, I haven't heard of the website. London
English Lads.
English Lads. I haven't
Yeah.
heard of it.
Yeah, no, it was a really big website.
Right.
Don't know if it's still around now, but this was 15 years ago. So it was 2 parts. It was 1 part photos, 1 part video. So I had to jerk off twice. And done it. It was fine. It was easy for me.
You got hard fine.
Hard, yeah. Hard.
Yeah. No Viagra, no nothing. You just...
No, I think they put porn on behind the camera or something. I was just watching porn and
Right.
jerking off. And I was a 21-year-old testosterone-fueled monster, you know. So I was getting horny looking at fucking everything.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So done my video, jerked off, and it turned out really well. They saw me coming. I come differently than other people. You know, I never knew this growing up, but
How do you?
How do I?
Yeah. What's different about your?
So when I come, it comes out loads and it goes far.
Right.
Like a lot. And
Okay.
they were like, so I did my thing and I come and I went all over the camera gear and the feet and everything, and they're like, "Oh my God." And they were saying like, "Can you come back tomorrow?" So I went back the next day, and then I went back the third day. So 3 days in 1 week I made £1,800.
Wow.
And like from doing £5 an hour, this was me opened up into something else that like I could be actually good at.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then
Okay.
that was my start to porn.
Wow.
Porn came and went. So it was just as and when I got jobs. So it wasn't a job. It was like I would get a call, "Would you like to come and film a video for this person?" So it wasn't a full-time job. I actually got a job on the oil rigs in Scotland. Done that for a few years and then came off the rigs and wanted to settle down. I met a girl and got married.
Oh shit. Okay.
I got married when I was 21. I met her at Brighton Gay Pride.
Oh, that's a nice full circle moment.
Yeah. So my first ever Pride.
Okay.
I was working for English Lads promoting their magazine, and she came up to me and she said, "Are you gay?" I said, "No." And she said, "Prove it." I got sucked into the moment, and I was walking past the shop and I got a ring, and yeah.
Are you fucking with me? You got married on the same day you met her?
No, we got married like 4 months later.
Oh, still pretty quick then. Yeah.
But I was young, I was wild, and yeah, so I'm going off as usual. So that lasted 4 years. Anyways, tried to settle down with her. I walked past the college one day and they had an opening day. I went in and I just asked them what is the highest paid trade, and they said to me, plumbing and heating. And I said, okay, well, how can I do it? And they said, well, there's a night course. If you can pass this aptitude test, you can set yourself up for a night course. So I went in, passed the test, and went to college, studied to be a gas engineer, and that was it. Then I was a plumber. I was doing plumbing from the age of, I must have started when I was about 23 until 33. So for 10 years, I was a plumber.
10 years, but during that time, you were also getting called to do some porn stuff.
Yeah,
porn
very
stuff.
Randomly, probably 1 or 2 a year.
All from gay websites.
Yeah, all from gay websites. This was way before OnlyFans.
Again, it was all straight. It was all
It was
solo
just,
stuff.
Yeah, just me jerking off, or jerking off beside guys, or wrestling, oil wrestling for Chris Geary back in the day.
So if you were to say that you were making more money from plumbing or porn, which one was it during that period? Those 10 years. Which was keeping you living? Do you know what I mean?
Plumbing was keeping me living.
Right. Okay,
because I would probably get 600 quid or 1,000 quid a year from porn.
Okay.
It'd be 1 or 2 videos,
Right.
not a lot.
So you said in an interview that when the plumbers, the boss of the plumbing, whoever, how they found out that you were doing gay porn.
This was only a few years ago, at the start of COVID. It was 2020, September 2020. I remember the day like...
You were doing plumbing still in 2020?
Yeah, I was a gas manager for the council.
But you must have blown up then over the past few years in terms of your OnlyFans.
Yeah, it was... So I was a plumber, and I was a gas manager at this time. I was working for the council as a gas manager. And one day my boss said to me, he asked me, I was working from home, and he asked me could I have a video call. And at this time I was with one of my good friends who's very conservative, doesn't really talk about gays, doesn't really talk about women, all that sort of stuff. And he didn't know about my past. I kept all the stuff very secret. I didn't tell people about it. I wasn't open about it. I wasn't out there, I suppose, out of the closet with my
with gay for pay life.
Yeah, with my gay for pay life. So that was that. I kept it very secret, and then my boss asked me for a Zoom call, and I said, yeah, of course. I asked my friend to come with me to my house. He sat behind me. My boss said, I've just come across some pornography with you, and my heart sank. Like I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I went on the defensive, and I was like, what do you want me to do about it? It's in the past. I was like, I'm not interested at all. Like, I'll never do it again, and we were going back and forth for a few minutes. And I just said, look, Stuart, what do you want to come out of this conversation? Like, what do you want? What do you want the outcome to be? And he said, I want you to resign today. I was like, I don't want to resign. This is my life. It was COVID. There was no chance of getting out of work. And that was that. He made me resign that day.
Wow.
And I just torn my bicep. So I had surgery on my bicep, so I couldn't physically get another job. It was peak of COVID. Everybody was in lockdown. I had rent to pay, I had bills to pay, and I spiraled into depression. I didn't believe in depression before that. Didn't believe in it. Like, I always thought people was just down and they didn't know how to get out of it, but I didn't know how it felt.
Yeah, right. And you weren't doing OnlyFans at this time?
No, I wasn't doing. I hated the porn industry for this.
Okay.
So I sort of turned on it. At that time, I was blaming the porn industry for ruining my life.
And did you almost want to take down every video of you online?
I told him I would. I said if I could, I would take down everything. I said, but I don't own this content.
Yeah.
This is owned by all these websites.
So when you sign something, when you go in to do one of these videos, they basically say that
they buy off you. They buy the rights.
Here's 600 quid. We can do whatever we want with this for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the legalities of it now. I know things are different now. You might be able to get it taken down, but I'm not sure. I sat on my sofa and I just watched TV, I ate food and just got fat. I shut off from the world. Fast forward about a month, my friends were saying to me, look, you need to get out of this. He said, look, we've never seen you like this before. And a guy said to me at the time, he said, mate, you should try this OnlyFans. He said, like, you can earn good money on it. And it was only new at the time, like not a lot of people done OnlyFans. I said, it's not for me, you know, I don't know, you know. And then anyways, after a lot of back and forth, I decided to give it a go. And I used everything I learned from the porn industry to put into my OnlyFans. So at the beginning, it was me in my garage. Just I had like a little homemade garage gym, and it was just me jerking off, talking to the camera.
And what was your OnlyFans pseudonym name? What did you call yourself?
Andy Lee XXX.
Okay, so because your Instagram is Do It Like Andy.
Yeah. So when I first set Instagram up, I tried to hide it from everybody.
Okay.
And I did originally have it as Andy Lee XXX, but then it was getting people. It was coming up on people's pages. So I
knew you personally.
Yeah. So then if I thought if I put it up as just Do It Like Andy, my name's Andy anyway. So
that's the thing with I imagine being in porn or sex work or anything where you're putting your body out on the internet, and there's that balancing act of almost wanting to keep it private, because you might feel a bit of shame or you might feel embarrassment or not wanting family to see, but then also having to expose yourself quite radically.
Yeah.
But then I suppose, and we'll get into it, there becomes a point when you just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And that is incredibly liberating, I imagine.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like taking a Band-Aid off, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so you were jacking off in your garage.
Yeah, jacking off my garage. It got to the stage where I've done 30 videos of me jacking off, and they're asking for more. What else can I do? Like the audience.
Who are the audience?
Well, gay men.
So if you were to percentile your audience at this point, it was
predominantly gay men. I asked a few of my friends who I knew from the porn industry, Amadeus, really cool guy. I asked him would he shout me out, let people know it's me, and it started to grow. People started to see me, and my content started to get shared, and it started to build up. I started earning money again. Everything started to feel great again. I went back to the gym. Andy's coming back. I was loving it. Life started to be good. I started inviting friends over. Said, like, do you want to come be in my videos? I'll give you 300 quid. So that started to build up my image even more. And that went on for about 2 years. Things just grew and grew. Life got really good. OnlyFans basically saved my life. The audience, the fans who's watching me, saved my life. And that's true. They actually saved my life.
Wow.
Gay people saved my life.
We'll use that.
Yeah. And it's true. It's not even me. It's me being hand on heart honest. You know.
A group of people that you'd never even met until you moved to the UK
made me feel wanted and loved. It's all in my book. I go deep in my book about it. I tell them all about how they made me feel at Pride, my first Pride. I was a bit nervous. Didn't really. I seen a big hairy guy with no ass and a pair of leather trousers. You know.
No ass.
Like he was a big bear. He had his ass cut out of his trousers.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant he literally had a flat ass.
No. He had his ass cut out of his trousers, and he was so lovely. Gave me a big hug. You know. And
yeah, I bet.
My first experience of a real bear hug.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
because you are a bear in the gay world.
Am I?
What do you think you are?
I don't know. A twink.
Are you joking?
No, I've been through the stages.
Yeah, we've all been there. Yeah, actually, you might be verging on daddy now.
Yeah, I love it.
With the grey chest hair that you were telling me about. God. Okay, so basically what you're saying is that you really do have a deep appreciation and a love for gay men, which you just never even thought was going to happen in your life when you were living in Dublin.
Absolutely, yeah. I didn't even look at sexuality. It was never a thing for me. And when we was young, there was homophobic stuff was thrown around, like the gays, faggots, all this stuff was thrown around left, right, and centre. And I used those words when I was young.
Yeah.
Unknowingly what they meant. You know, you just like, oh, that was gay. In school, oh, that's gay.
But the very real, a cringe thing is that a lot of gay people will have also used those terms because when they were in the closet, they wanted to feel,
of course,
they weren't exposed. So I've ashamedly probably said, "Oh, that's gay," when I wasn't out, because anything to build up that armor of hopefully no one will notice that I'm actually gay if I'm calling other people gay.
I get you.
So it kind of it's not something that is exclusive to straight people using these terms when actually they don't really know what they're saying.
And that's the big thing. I think people don't know what they're saying. They
Yeah.
use these words like every day as stupid terms. You know, like, oh, that's gay. That's gay.
Do people say that anymore?
But my Instagram is hammered with it daily.
No, yeah, but they're saying it in the actual in the true definition of the word. What you're doing is gay. They're not saying, "Oh, this green sofa's gay." As a phrase
I get
for
what you
lame.
mean. Yeah.
Do you hear straight lads saying, "Oh, that's gay, that's gay"?
No, because I'm an adult now. I know, like, adults speak like adults around me. You know, I don't really know. I don't know people who are that childish.
I wonder if that's still a thing that people say in school.
I'm not sure.
So I wrongly assumed that you did do straight porn at one point. That's not true, is it?
No, not until I started OnlyFans.
Okay, so you have now started
Yeah.
having sex with women on camera.
Yeah,
Okay, and is that who's requesting that?
everybody.
So gay men are
Gay
requesting
men,
that.
yeah, they love it. They want to see me being me, enjoy myself.
Okay, and will there be another man in the room?
Yeah, my thing, my image is groups stuff. Whether it's with men, with solely men, it'll be a group of men, or a group of guys doing stuff with a girl.
Okay,
That's sort of my thing.
okay. Yeah, so that makes my next questions redundant. So I want to talk about the growth of the OnlyFans when you started doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised to hear that it's happened so rapidly. So at the start of COVID, you were kind of in a very dark place.
Very, very dark place, yeah.
You were unemployed,
Unemployed, no money.
no money,
Didn't even know how to edit a video.
and you couldn't really even pay rent, I imagine.
Nothing. I couldn't even buy food. There was a time, I remember, this plays in my mind a lot. This is a big part of my life. I walked around Tesco trying to buy dinner one night, and I was calculating up. I had like £12 on my account, and the food I was buying, I was calculating up to make sure I had enough before I got to the till. And that has become a staple in my life now, to never ever go back to that position.
Right, okay.
So I'll do anything I can never to go back there.
So to think that in what are we, 2025?
4 years,
yeah, in 4 years,
Yeah.
you are in the top whatever percent of OnlyFans creators.
Yeah.
What is the answer to that? Top what? Is there a percentage there?
0%, yeah. I'm in the top 0%.
You're in the top 0%.
Yeah.
So when they talk about the top 1.1% or whatever, or the top 1%, you're actually really high up, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of in OnlyFans famous, are you?
Ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people
there's
recognize
not
you.
a lot of people out that do what I do. So I don't have a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So I hit a market, and I'm really good at it.
Well, we're gonna talk about that as well. But you're kind of changing that. You're making more competition for yourself because you are helping other guys get into this, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm jumping ahead. Right. So in terms of the money coming in, the audience growing, what did you start noticing in terms of what people were liking and wanting more of? What was doing really well for you?
The builder stuff, like real life stuff. They wanted to see more lads from the streets.
Right.
Bring more of my real friends in, not porn stars.
Okay.
They wanted a lot more of that. So I would go to the gym, and I would just go up to each lad in the gym, like, lad, do you want to make some money? Do you want to come do some videos for my OnlyFans? And that's how it grew.
And lads said yes.
Yeah, they said yeah. Because they looked at me and they said, like, if he can do it and people don't judge him, then we can do it.
Okay. So in terms of OnlyFans works, right, where they can send you direct messages and request things.
Yeah.
So do you work one-on-one with people that sign up to you and then they pay you a tip for private videos? Or you don't do private stuff?
I don't do private stuff.
Okay, but in terms of just general requests, I imagine that they can send you ideas for content. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I have a pin post on my page, and I say, look, put your ideas here.
And what comes up a lot? So you said regular guys, builders stuff.
They want to see me fucking guys.
Okay.
A lot. They like wrestling, spanking, spitting, a bit degrading. They like straight lads like fooling around with each other. With me doing stuff with twinks, me doing stuff with big bear guys, me doing stuff with a girl and a guy. They like to see that.
And do they? When I say they, I mean the gay men basically that are asking you this. Do they typically want you to be with other straight guys, or do they not care?
Yeah, they prefer. There's no preference. Everybody likes something a bit different. So there's, because I have such a big following on OnlyFans, they all want something different, and you can't please everybody. I try to mix it up with everything.
But you say the majority of people want you to be the straight guy,
Yeah.
to get with a straight guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's they love that stuff, and I've done a video like that lately. It's the first time I've done it with one of my friends. One of my friends sucked me off, and he's straight, and I'm straight, and we filmed it. Truthfully, we just said, look, we're doing this for your entertainment. Just follow us along and see if you enjoy it. And he was physically shaking. He wanted to do it. He wanted to try it. So.
And that was the first time that you've ever been. No, you've been sucked off by a guy before.
Yeah, I've been sucked off by a guy before.
But this is the first time that he sucked a guy's dick.
Yeah.
Right. And what was his review afterwards?
He was cool with it.
Did he enjoy it?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I don't think he enjoyed it. Well, to me, he didn't say like, "Oh, I loved it."
Cue everybody Googling that right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what's going to be happening.
It was a hot video.
I bet. So, what have you been offered a lot of money for to do before, either online or offline? Because I imagine when people like you, they get really turned on by you. You get requests to meet people in real life. You get requests to do things online that you have never done before. So can you name a time where someone's said something and the offer was really good and you were actually debating whether you were going to do it?
When I was young, when I was started off in the adult industry, like the big porn companies wanted me to fuck a guy, and back then they offered me like tens of thousands of pounds, and it just wasn't for me back then. Like it
that
just
must have
wasn't
been
for me.
hard though. If you were being a plumber,
I was broke.
desperate for cash.
Yeah.
Someone offers you 30k to fuck a guy.
Yeah. It wasn't 30. One guy offered me 10,000, and but it was going to be on camera, and at the time I couldn't just do that. Like I never got sucked off, but I never got touched by a guy back then, and he was just like, look, if you do this for me, like it'll do really well. And I couldn't do it back then.
Yeah.
Fast forward now, though, I'm a different person.
Yeah, right. Have you got anything online that you've sought to take down?
A few years ago, I split up with a girl. I was seeing this girl, and she was spiteful. She knew about my past, and she set up an Instagram page. All my pictures from English Lads and Trigger and all these websites.
Wow.
And added all my friends and family.
Fuck.
And it was tough. Like, because I was a big lad, I was in the gym, I had a bit of a reputation, and fellas turned on me really fast.
But did you do something to her that justified her doing that to you?
Oh, I cheated on her.
Right.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, but still, no, I own it. Like our relationship was what it was. Yeah, I cheated on her. I accept it. You
Right,
know, I was
okay.
a bit of an asshole, but I don't hold it against her. She done that, and people acted the way they acted just about me doing something else. I lost a lot of friends at the time.
So I want to talk about the first time that you actually did something with a guy on camera. So not just sat around tossing yourself off with a guy next to you, but when you actually either touched another man or they touched you.
So I done some spanking stuff, some massage. You mean like when I got sucked off? So,
I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, or touched.
That was the biggest step for me.
Right.
Was being sucked off by a guy. It happened by accident. Hand on heart, true story. It was with a guy from America called Nicholas. Lovely guy, absolutely lovely guy. We were rushing this day to film, and before every video, we talk about boundaries. We talk about what we're going to film and boundaries and what we can and can't do, etc., etc. And Nick was like me; he was bouncing around, and we were in a rush. And we never spoke about it before. And I was dressed as a fireman, and I was like talking down to Nick. I was like, "You sniff my balls," you know, that type of thing. And
Is Nick gay or straight?
oh, he's so gay. He's really gay.
He's gay.
Yeah, he's really gay. Absolutely beautiful guy. He didn't know he didn't know anything about me. He just looked at me as another guy. and he just put it in his mouth, and I was just, I froze, and he picked it up straight away. He realized, and then it just clicked in my head. I was just like, just go with it. We've started here. Like,
So you were filming?
yeah, I was filming. I was holding the camera, and I just said continue. So we finished the video, and that was that. There was a lot to it. What people don't know, there was a lot to it. I struggled with mentally after that. I was asking myself, am I gay? You know, it's silly now. I know it's silly saying this stuff, but in my head at that time, I was like, I got erect and I come for a guy, you know, like, am I gay? You know, this is what I was saying to myself. And I did struggle. And then I just decided, you know, I'm going to post a video anyways. Nick's going to post it. I didn't tell him not to post this. So
On your OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Right.
But I still wasn't out. Like, I still wasn't publicly, I still didn't feel comfortable. So I didn't advertise it. I just posted it. I didn't advertise it, and that was that. Then I got contacted by a company, a production company. Said, would you like to be on a TV show called Too Large for Love? And I always turn down dating shows and all this stuff. It's just, all that stuff's not for me. And I kept things private. So this show was about fellas that are too large, that are large, and it affects their love life and stuff like that.
What channel was this on?
It was on Channel 4.
Okay.
We'll get into it. Yeah. So at the time I said, it sounds good for me. This is a way of me telling the world who I am. Yeah. Me coming out. Yeah. This is about me ripping the Band-Aid off. So we start filming this program. Me and the director hit it off straight away. Really cool guy. A week before the program was aired, they changed the name of the program. He called me. He said, look, Andy, the whole narrative of the program has changed. It's going to be called My Massive Cock. And I was just like, wow. And then he said, I'm going to ask you something else. He said, you can say no if you want. He said, but do you want to come in and measure your cock on TV? Your erect penis. He said, we're not going to show it. We'll blur it out, but we might put it on TV. And I said, okay, you know. And he liked me because I was cool about everything. Like, I was in it to win it. And they asked me to, so I went into London, I done my thing. All these people coming around the corner filming me. I had to do it like 5 times.
How'd you get it up for that?
I watch porn. So I'm sitting on the edge of this bed, and like, I'm so nervous sitting on the edge of this bed. It was like a film set in like London somewhere, big warehouse. All these people, men and women, and I had some lines to say. I can't remember what the lines was, but they would go around the corner. I would watch the porn and do my thing, get hard. I'm like, okay, go. And measure it, and then they would like, again, we need to do that again from a different angle.
Who was
like,
measuring it?
me.
Oh, you measured it?
Yeah, I had a measuring tape and I was doing that. At the time, I didn't know how it was going to go. I just knew people were going to see me. They were going to know I do porn, and they were going to know all about my secret life. So this was me coming out. A week before the show, when they told me about My Massive Cock, I called my family in Ireland. My aunties. I don't have any parents, so my aunties were a big part of my life. I said, do you know what I do for work? And they were like, you're a plumber. I'm like, nah, not really. I said, so I do porn. And now these are Catholic women, older Catholic women. But they know me. They know what I'm like. So it's cool. And they were like, oh my God, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me anything, any details. And I was like, nah, it's all good. So we had a chat. And then I explained that I was doing this TV show. And the name of the TV show, I was like, oh my God. But I said, look, I'm cool with it. I'm happy with it. I'm ready for people to find out about me. And they were cool. Told a few of my uncles. They weren't so cool. They basically told me I was disgusting. So, which is good. It's all good. Yeah. Then...
And they didn't know anything about...
They didn't know about it. I was calling them just to give them a heads up that it was going to come out.
Okay.
So then the night of the TV show comes out. I watched it. I loved it. It was brilliant. It was a good show. The next morning, it was viral. It was everywhere.
Which scene?
The whole program.
The whole program, right.
Mainly because of the name, My Massive Cock. And then there's guys with big dicks measuring on TV and like talking about the stories and all that. Everybody saw me. Like, it was going around everywhere. And this is when we're going back to the liberating feeling. Everybody finally knew. It was tough at the beginning. It was tough. I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of backlash. The hardest part for me was my aunties were getting sent videos of me doing stuff with guys on WhatsApp
From who? Just
from idiots in my area back at home.
Okay.
My brother got sent a picture of me and Gabriel Cross.
Gabriel Cross. Is he a porn star?
Yeah, and I said it wasn't even that bad.
What was happening in the picture?
Gabriel was lying on my stomach and like there was jizz all over
Come
me. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I was like, that's not even a bad one.
Yeah, right. You're like, that's all right.
So yeah, then it was out. Then it was out. It was like, okay, everyone knows now. The hate is over. Like I'm next week's news. Like yesterday's news.
And did you get a lot of OnlyFans subscribers off the back of this?
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I earned a lot of money. Like, not only money, people liked the fact that I didn't care what people thought.
Yeah.
A lot of people was in my inbox saying to me like, you've helped me be the way I am now because of the way you are. And yeah, that program changed everything for me.
Really? So you'd say that overnight, when the program aired, you went from being a moderately successful OnlyFans person to
Really successful.
Really, right?
Then I learned the importance of media and coverage and going viral and stuff. How important that is to be successful.
Mm.
So then I started doing more stunts. I started doing like crazy things, and it all paid off.
So to reverse slightly, the video that you did where the guy gave you head for the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How well did that go down with your already subscribed audience?
So they loved it. Yeah.
Unsurprisingly.
And I didn't do it again. It was just that was once. I didn't do it again. And then I'd filmed with Mr. Josh Moore a few times. I mean, him got on really well. And we decided we were going to do it. And me and Josh Moore have a rapport that people like, you know, like me and him, we bounce off each other. And like, he's a beautiful guy. If I was attracted to a guy, he'd be attracted to him. He's a beautiful guy. And we done a blowjob scene. And it went off. Like, it was crazy. Because it was hot. I loved it. He loved it. The video was sexy. The whole thing was sexy about it. Yeah, and I done really, really well.
So he gave you head?
Yeah.
And so you didn't give him head?
No.
Okay. So, and did Josh enjoy that, obviously?
He loved it.
Yeah. So that popped off as well?
Yeah, it went really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason that I know you is because I interviewed Josh and he said you should speak to Andy.
Yeah. So me and Josh, we got on really well.
Yeah.
Josh is my type of person.
Mm.
You know, he doesn't care about other people, doesn't care what people think. He's just him.
Yeah.
You know, and he does really well.
So in a podcast recently, you said that the best blowjob of your life was with a guy.
That's true.
That's true.
It is true. Oliver Hunt.
Oliver Hunt.
Yeah.
My next question was, who was this person?
Yeah, it was Oliver Hunt. I never experienced that like it. And I'm unapologetically honest about it to everybody.
It was on camera?
It was on camera.
Wow.
I didn't know. It was just another scene for me. Oliver is a really cool guy, really short guy. And he's sucking my dick. My dick looked massive in his mouth. And it went into his throat. Like, went deep. Like, he deep-throated it to the base. And I never felt that like this. He was sucking it with his neck. Like, with his throat, his throat was like... I was like, whoa. I never felt this before. I've never felt anyone like him since then. Male or female. Like,
Did you tell him afterwards?
Yeah. Like, I'm open to everyone about it. Like, he's the throat goat in my eyes.
And what did he say after?
He loved it.
And is that a one-time thing with him?
No, I filmed him loads of times.
Because you go back for more?
Yeah, and I've introduced him to loads of the guys.
Okay. Do they say the same thing about him?
Yeah, he has a reputation now in my little clique.
Wow, okay. So when something like that's happening, I know that you said you're not attracted to men, but when you think about pleasure, surely your mind goes back to that moment thinking, that was great.
Yeah. Like, I'm very open. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm very comfortable now with my sexuality. Like, a blowjob is a blowjob to me. But I don't... When it comes to saying if I'm straight or gay, like, if someone wants to call me an apple, I'm a fucking apple. I don't really care. Right. You know? A lot of people call me bisexual, gay, whatever. I'm not sexually attracted to men. Like, and in my eyes, that is gay. Like, if a gay man is attracted to... if a man is attracted to another man, they want to be in a relationship and they want to start their life together, and like have sex and stuff like that. That's the definition of gay to me. You know?
So... I'm curious.
I bet you are.
I'm curious. I mean, you've kind of just answered the question, but how has working in this industry and being sexual with men, and that's the case only because you work in this industry, your sexuality wouldn't have been explored in that way if you were just a plumber, right?
Yeah.
You would never have
I would have
just
never,
thought in a nightclub, I'm going to get a blowjob by a guy or whatever.
Yeah.
So how has your sexuality changed? Do you think it's just relaxed you a lot more?
Yeah, and I just don't care what people think anymore. I used to really care what people think, and now I just don't. You know, now porn, like sex work, is my I look at it as a business. It's my job.
Yeah.
You know, if I can do stuff with women, why can't I do stuff with men?
Yeah.
You know, it's my job. That's what I do. So I'm very relaxed when it comes to sexual activity now, no matter what I do.
And if you were to look at it on a deeper level, in terms of human pleasure and connection, do you feel like you have kind of come to a place where you just see it as that? It is
just that. Totally. That's the perfect word for it. It is just that. Sexual pleasure is just sexual pleasure to me.
Yeah.
If I'm getting sucked off by a man or a woman, it's just me being sucked off.
Because when it's happening, you're not thinking...
He's a man or she's a woman.
But also you're not thinking, oh, gotta get through this scene, gotta come, I really want this guy to get off me, I really just want to like end this now. You're actually in the moment enjoying it.
Yeah, and I'm way more comfortable working with men than women.
Okay. Why is that?
I just find working with women is a lot harder.
Okay.
It goes back to me being a lad's lad. I'm more comfortable around a group of lads, because my style of porn is just a group of lads having fun. You know, when lads come over to my studio, we're all just joking around. Sometimes people complain that we joke too much on camera. And that's sort of how we film. We have a laugh and we do something naughty, and that's how it turns out. With women, it's a little bit different. Women, the girls is the star, no matter what. They're going to be the star of the video. So you have to become this alpha male, you know, and you have to perform more just to stand out in the video.
Mm. Would you say that there's a video or a piece of content that is your number one? This is the benchmark for this is the most views out of anything I've done. This has made the most money out of any video I've done.
So Josh, the video with Josh Moore has made me the most money.
Okay.
It sucked me off.
Right.
At the time, it was the peak.
How long ago was that?
Probably 2 years ago.
Okay. And can you put a figure to that?
Yeah, it earned a lot of money. A lot of people watched it.
And it's in the tens of thousands.
More.
Hundreds of thousands.
Not hundreds of thousands. Over 100,000.
Over 100 grand?
Yeah.
For one video?
Not just a video, but it was all in all at the time. It was like how much I was bringing in from everywhere at the time.
And is something like that, you know, there's such a thing as royalties in music. So we're talking about this right now. If a lot of people now Google that video and say the day after this interview comes out, there's a huge surge in people watching it, will you then get royalties or will you get money again for that video? Yeah, so it's not just sat there.
Yeah, so it's on my wall. People can watch it if they go onto my page. So it's not pay-per-view or anything like that. So
okay, so if they sign up to Andy Lee, then they'll just scroll up and there it is.
Plenty more.
You've admitted yourself, you've made a lot of money in OnlyFans. The people watching your content are gay people. So we could say that you've made a lot of money from gay people.
Yeah.
They have given you the lifestyle that you live today.
Yeah.
So you owe a lot to gay men.
I do.
How has all of this changed your relationship with gay men? And LGBT people in general, a community that you would, you know, have known nothing about.
So at the beginning, the gay, I suppose the LGBT community, they've always been open with me. Like they've always been welcoming to me from the day I started. I never intended to go down the route of gay porn or anything like that, or whatever you want to call it, or work for gay websites or to a gay audience. That was never my intention. A guy just said to me, do you want to earn some money doing this? And that's how it went for me. And from then, I've always lived a life where I was always the dirty person, the smelly person, the unwanted person, no friends, that sort of thing. And then this community of people then just welcomed me in and have been supportive. Not just monetize me, like they've been supportive as a friends online. I speak to them every day, you know, whether it's, and there is people from the day I started to where I am now, that I still speak to every single day. And I have like a lot of gay friends from outside the industry who are just my friends. I don't look at people like that really. I don't really like, oh, he's my gay mate. You know what I mean? It's not like that. Yeah, so I do. There's a big. I literally wrote a chapter in my book thanking the gay people, the gay audience.
One thing I have to talk about, and you've said it yourself, that some of the comments you get from gay men is you're queer baiting.
Yeah.
And I guess there could be some backlash around a straight guy and loads of other straight guys basically mimicking gay love and gay sex, and they're playing gay when they're not, for profit. So you're taking money from gay people because they want to watch this, but you're actually not gay.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole, oh, you're a gay baiter, all that sort of thing.
But what is a gay baiter?
What's your opinion on that?
But I always say this, like, it hurts. Don't get me wrong. Being called a gay baiter hurts, especially when you're clear and open about everything. So my perception of gay baiting is to bait something in. Right, so the bait side of it, right? So to dangle a carrot in front of somebody and say they're going to get something that they're not. So, i.e., two straight guys almost teasing on camera, pretending they're going to do something to get you to buy into it. And then when you buy into it, you don't actually get what you've paid for. Now, that's my perception of gay baiting, which I don't do. I'm very open with everything I do. I post screenshots. I post detailed description of every video. So in my eyes, I've never done that, okay? So when someone calls me a gay baiter, I don't think I'm a gay baiter. If a straight guy posting content to a gay audience is gay baiting, then yeah, that's what I do. I don't do anything in a malice way ever, you know. I make my content. I post it on my platform. Yes, it is made towards a gay audience, but that's all I ever knew, you know. Would you call the biggest gay porn companies in the world gay baiters?
No,
because they used me to make content to take money off gay people. So that's exactly the same thing. So they would be exactly gay baiters. Because
at the end of the day, there is a want for this.
Yeah, if people didn't want, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I have people that's followed me the whole way. If people didn't want it, I wouldn't do it. Like, it's as simple as that.
And I think that the extra layer here is that from talking to you, you have such a deep respect for gay people.
Absolutely.
And you have such a relaxed view on sexuality and pleasure in general.
Yeah.
That it's not that you're on camera getting with a guy or touching a guy and then behind the camera on the street going...
Yeah, homophobic and stuff.
Yeah, homophobic you're gay or something like that. You live your life open and loving and free, and then you're not lying to anyone.
No, and I try to be open and honest with everybody and fair with everybody. So like, that's why I don't do custom videos. I don't do anything. I make my videos, I put them online. If people want to watch it, feel free to watch it. I don't force people into anything. I don't con anybody. I don't do nothing like that. My content is there. If you enjoy it, please go and enjoy it. You know, all I ask, I tell people not to tip me on OnlyFans. I don't want your tip. I want you just go and enjoy it. And then if you like it, leave a comment, you know, and I appreciate that.
Because I'm sure some people say that you're exploiting gay people.
Yeah, I'm not exploiting anyone. If you don't want to watch it, please don't. You know, if you want to, feel free. It's great content. You know. So there's nothing more to it than that. If there's a market there and people want it, I'll supply it within reason.
Next time on All Out. Okay, so in terms of you in the gym recruiting people to do this for you,
it was easy just to get someone and say, look, will you fill out a model release form and you can be in my video?
I don't. How is that easy? Because I'm sorry, if my brother, who's straight, was working out at the gym and some lad came up to him and said, do you want to be in my porno? He'd turn around and say, what the fuck are you talking about?
Someone comes to me and there's the very first thing I ever ask anyone, Andy, I want to do porn. As soon as it's out there, you cannot take this back. It's really, really hard to take back. Can you deal with all your family members seeing your porn? Because if you can't, then it's not for you. Drugs ruined my life from the day I was born. My mum died in a car crash from a drunk driver. We got told next morning by my abusive alcoholic stepdad. He told us mum died and that was it. And he went to the pub and left us in the house.
Why do you think, as a straight man who doesn't know what it's like to be gay, why do you think it is that people are drawn to this sort of straight laddie world? Would you say that this is where you get so much motivation to be okay and look after yourself?
Yeah. Like, I look back at my past and like, I will never, ever go down that route again.